I don't know you. You have no videos on YouTube. You don't follow me on any platform. So why should I listen to your offer? Harsh, but very true. Now, if you're spamming people with generic weak offers in people's DMs, just stop doing it. They don't know you, so they won't flow you. It's that simple. It's a controversial hot take, I know, but hear me out. Most of the weak DMs that I get every day or emails are poor offers. People with Gmail addresses, poor grammar, generally weak offers from people I've never heard of. And in this video, I aim to get across the point why this is bad for your business. Now, many gurus will say, reach out and do cold DMs. And when you are Hormozi, you will have hundreds of thousands of shirt-wearing MacBook Pro soldiers battling it out to see who can build the most cringe AI scrapers and automation tools to get leads and offer them something mediocre. Harsh, I know, but it is somewhat true though. Now, to double click, I'm not saying cold DMs or cold outreach is wrong. Absolutely not. But, paired with being invisible is a recipe for disaster, and I'll tell you why. So for starters, my YouTube consumption and reading consumption and research activity drive a lot of my business decisions, right? And today, of course, paired with my experience, because I want the edge in my business. So when I get these random Shopify people emails, or DMs about editing and thumbnail design, these are all just people shooting their shot and trying to drum in business, which I am not mad at, right? But their approach, it isn't personal at all. They don't do any research on the person that they're messaging. Seems like they're probably using an AI agent. To those who understand automation, you can detect it a mile away. However, if those people behind the agents had some pretty much kind of following or visibility, then that strategy might be a little bit more effective. However, in today's market, I think that's one of the dumbest strategies, because long term, you're going to struggle to win that way. And if someone says, I can edit your videos and I can do blah, 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 right? All kind of numbers projected, but they have no YouTube channel of their own, why would I take them on? If someone messages me some random pitch and, they don't even follow me or have never interacted with me once, why would I even listen to their offer? We live in a busy world and people pay with their attention. And it's gone to the point for me now where I just straight delete the emails or message, because I know they're not from people who I know. And also the people who I watch and know don't reach out, right? They attract. Is a totally different strategy overall, which many are missing. And in the long term, they're going to look silly because of the wrong way of reaching out and the approach. Naturally, some people's brains here do 100 messages a day or a week to build up that intense muscle. And I believe that is true. But I've cold called in my career and it does build up your resilience levels. Absolutely. But these same people then see that as, let me build an AI agent, scrape a load of data from Google and offer a generic weak offer, and people see through that. You have no website, you got no business presence, no app, no YouTube, right? You're cooked. Who's going to listen or give you their money? And I do blame a lot of the low tier gurus for this, because as soon as they find some new hack that's working, they start doing videos on it and hype people into the copy and paste machine. And then months later, we have thousands of bots running around the internet offering weak generic offers, and it's getting out of hand. So how can you stand out from the noise and stop spamming people with weak offers? Well, first of all, you can get good at whatever it is that you do or offer, right? You can do the reps without the publicity or numbers and get good. Meantime, you might have to work for someone to bring in money until you're ready or can finally branch out on your own, which there's no harm in, right? There's no shame in that. Business at its core is service to others. It's not service to self. You will be rewarded when you help others achieve their desired outcome. And the better that you get at that, the better you will be financially. That's what I believe. So you can also stop believing the hype. A lot of people today, they just don't have great critical thinking skills. So they take things too literal and get it wrong, like the cold outreach examples I gave earlier. Let's take the words time horizon. It's not a buzzword that you hear much on the how to make money on the internet side of YouTube, because people want results now. And taking time to refine one's craft, that's not a sexy thing. But sending out hand-typed emails to random business owners with no presence is a fool's errand. A question that might come to mind is, how do I know if I have a weak or a strong offer? Well, there's a simple metric that can help you determine that today, and it's called supply and demand. And if you have more supply than demand, then you have a weak offer in the simplest of terms. Have you ever heard this riddle? If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, does it still make a sound? That's the riddle that comes to mind, because you could argue the same thing about content or even products. Now, if I have a great product, okay, and no one knows it exists, is it really a great product? Well, I'd say yes, the tree does make a sound, but without someone there to hear it, that sound has no impact. And it is the same with what we create. You can have the most valuable, meaningful, beautifully designed offer, but if no one sees it, no one experiences it, no one talks about it, then it's like that tree. It's real, but it's irrelevant. So for creators, the product isn't enough. The visibility is the part of the value, and discovery is a part of the experience. And attention earned, not forced, is what brings your work to life. So ask yourself, is your tree falling quietly in the forest, or are you building a path to lead people to it? And if you think your current creator life is hard, then watch this video where I show you that it might not be as hard as you think. Thanks for watching.